Hello, let us do a little of costing. And what we are going to be looking at is the unit cost of a septic tank and a soakaway. And we are going to use the sketch as a reference point. The width of the length of the soakaway is 3 meters, while the breadth is 2.5, while the soakaway is 1.7 by say 2.5. And we see a client just walk up to you and said, please, can you give me, with the speed of light, can you give me the cost of this, what might be the likely cost of this, the septic tank and the soakaway? Please, I need it, for, say, in the next 3 minutes. You know, if you are not prepared, you ask for more time, say you need some 2 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours to give him the the cost, because first you need to extract the quantity, the excavation, the surplus, the backfilling, the block work, the plastering, the cost of the chambers, and all of that. But if you have something you have prepared, that what you just needed to do is just to put this length and the breadth and the depth, and your price will show forth, it will be better for you than to say you want to start doing all the calculation all afresh. Say, if you are as prepared as I am, what I just needed to do after getting this two information and the depth 3 meter by 2.5 by say 2.5 and 2.5 by 1.7 by say 1.5, what I just needed to do, I'll just get to this place. What is the number of the septic tank is 1, and they said it's 3 meter by 2.5 by 2.5. Then the soakaway is this chamber is 2. You have a 0.6 by 0.6 by say 0.8. Then the soakaway is 1, and the length is 2.5 by 1.7 by 1.5. As soon as I put this figure, I'll just tell him the cost for labor is 290,000, while the cost for material is 610. So the cost for the septic tank is 905,000. Dry costs, please, dry cost. This exclude whatever preliminary you want to consider. Say you want to employ the services of an engineer to be on site to supervise the logistic cost, to get materials. Say you want to prepare a small sheet for the 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 engineer to have a space to sit down. You want to provide light on site for whatever thing they want to do with light. So all of that will be considered before you now apply, you now put your margin and overhead, you now get the selling cost. But this is just dry cost. And roughly, if you want to give him, say, okay, you have this 900, and over time, you know your preliminaries is ranging between 20% to 30%. Let's assume then your overhead and profit is 25, so it's 1.5. So 25. So now multiply this by 1.55. You tell him it's going to cost you a 1.4 million to build the septic tank. You do the same thing for this. You do the same thing for this. So if you're adding these two together, you now multiply this by 1.55 to give you, you say for the septic tank and the soakaway of that size, going to give you, it's going to be 2,175,000. Immediately you've given him in the space of 1 minute of him telling you to give him this, or 2 minutes of him telling you to give you, because your computer needed to boot before you say. So, say in the space of 3 minutes, you've given him all of the information he needs, because I was prepared. I have my rates built up. I have my basic rates updated. Updated. The cost for cement is 9,500. The cost of granite is 8,000 per ton multiplied by 20 ton. Then the cost of transport, 80,000 plus 80,000 divided by 20 gives you the cost of ton. The river sand is 230 divided by 25 ton. It gives you 9,500. Your reinforcement, the length 4,000. All of this, and for you to get the cost per ton for this various reinforcement, I came to this place. I got the cost per each length of the bars, divided it by 12 to get the cost per one meter. Then average it to have this for 975 per kg. I then transfer it to my unit rate, add the binding wire, which is 15 kg per 1 ton, 2005 per ton. I have the cost of my reinforcement as 1.112. Then the labor cost is 80,000. Gives you this dry cost. This is direct cost, no preliminary cost, no overhead, and profits. So then I come to this place. How did I arrive of my quantities? Is building up this quantity by, say, the length multiplied by the length plus the working space of 500 times the breadth plus the working space of 500 times the depth. Why the backfilling is the perimeter length plus breadth multiplied by the working space of 500 multiplied by the depth. Then the surplus is now excavation multiplied, deduct backfilling. Then bottom is length times breadth to compact. Then hardcore is not existing in the septic tank. Why hardcore is existing in the soakaway? Because the soakaway is built in such a way that the water seeps out. It has weep holes where the water seeps out into the ground. So to prevent sand from coming into the entering through those openings to the tank, you have boulders around before you now backfill on top. So that is why you have boulders for in the soccerways quantity computation. Then blinding is since the clear opening in is 3 meter by 3, you needed to add a 300 because a 225, a block is going to sit on 225 around. So then plus the spread of the blinding, then multiply by the 0.15. Then the slab, of course, the slab is, of course, I'm supposed to add a 225 here, the bottom and the top slab, plus 0.225 plus 0.225. So I have plus multiply by 15 TXT thickness, which is the top of the slab and the bottom, by 2, because we have the bottom slab and the top slab. 2. Then the block work is the perimeter multiplied by the height. Then the plastering, the same thing. Then the form work is now the edges of the bottom slab, then the surface of the top slab and the edges. That is the formula you're seeing. That is the formula I have picked from all of this. Then the rebar. The rebar as simple, as straightforward. The 3 meter divided by the spacing of 200 multiplied by the breadth, the length of the breadth. Then the breadth also divided by 200 multiplied by the length of by the length. Then multiply by the width per kg, which for 12 mm. Suppose 12 mm is what the structural engineer has recommended. Divide by 1,000 to convert it to ton. Then As soon as you get there, you have this. Then your basic rates are already linked. You have for blinding concrete 51,000 for material, while 9,000 for labor. You go to the blinding concrete, you have your 51,000, 51,000 for then the labor is this. So the total dry cost is 60,000. While the plain in situ concrete grade 1 is to 2 is to 3, 200 kg is 70,000. The material is 61. While the was 9,000, while the 300 kg, the material is 81, while the labor is 90,000. Then the 320 kg is 85, and the 360 kg is 95 concrete, and the price is equal to. But for this emphasis, we are using the PCC 150 kg and uh, and the 2300 kg. That is why you see the prices are reflected here as reflected here as 81 and 51. Then the block work, we have the rate of the block work. The block works are, we have the 230 kg block. We have the cement. We have the block 550 naira per one, and the cement 190 per kg. So also you have what is the ratio of cement to sand for 1 square meter is 7.5 kg. So your rate is here is your rate here is for block work material is 8,594, while the labor is 1,002, and the cumulative price for labor and material is 9,700. So also you have your plastering, internal plastering wall. Cumulative price is 2,394. You come to your soakaway, it's all reflected there, and your form work as well. So you see, I just need those informations I get from the client, impute them here, my rates will appear. So let us do a small let me take us on how to prepare this chart uh, fast, and let's see if you can come along with me on that. See, I have my length, I have my breadth, I have my depth, then I have my excavation, I have my back fill, I have my surplus, I have my compact leveling, my leveling, I have my blinding, I have my R reinforced concrete, I have my block work, I have my plastering, I have my reinforcement. So see, I have my 3 meter, I have my 2 meter, I have my 2 meter depth. So my excavation is this plus 0.5 times this plus 0.5 times this. Backfill is this 2 times this times this plus multiply by 0.5, which is the working space, times the depth. Then surplus will be this minus this. So surplus is this minus this. Level and compacting is this minus this times breadth. Then PCC is this plus 0.3, which is the block where the block is going to rest, assuming the 3 meter is the clear opening into in. You have to add the thickness of the block and the spread of the blinding, 225 plus the spread of the blinding, say we take 300 times this plus 0.3 times 0.05. Reinforced concrete, the same thing, plus 225 times plus 0.225 times 0.15, which is the thickness of the the raft, and the thickness of the cover slab, 150. So I now multiply by 2 since it's a reinforced. Multiply by 2 if they both are reinforced. If the both are not reinforced, say the bottom is a plain concrete, which means I have to create another column and measure that separately. So the block work, let me look if I can see a perimeter. Just copy this and modify. Block work is 2 times this by the same thing. I copy this for plastering. Then reinforcement, I just pick this. I divide it by 0.2, which is the spacing of the bar. Then multiply by the breadth plus this. I multiply by the plus the breadth divided by 0.2 close, multiply by the length, then I close both, then multiply by 0.888, which is this. If I want to convert to pound again, I close again the hole and I divide by 1,000. Voila, I'm done with the concrete. So what I just needed to do now is say let's take this quick example. I go to my unit rate, my concrete. Let's take all. Let us not separate. I want to take all. I pick 60,000. I take this for this. I go to my unit rate. I pick 90,000. I go to, oh, there's no form work. I go to my block work. Pick the 9,000. I go to my plastering. Pick my price. Go to my reinforcement. Pick so. Just pick this. Multiply by this. So my level and compacting. Excavation, say 3,000 per cubic meter. My backfilling 2,500 per cubic meter. My surplus, say 1,000 or 2,500. Level and compacting 500. I'm done. As soon as I do this, I have a 6,000. I have a 600 and a 630,000 as my cost. So you can as well follow this illustration to build up your your spreadsheet that you have handy to respond to your client as fast as possible. If this uh, exercise, this episode has enlightened you, please like my page, uh, subscribe to my YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/quantity surveying made easy _2014. Thank you. See you in the next episode.